Hello everyone and welcome to this week's video. I've just been jamming on the VN, as you've seen in the opening credits, title, etc. Whatever you want to call it. Just finished welding up the diff. Everything, all the mounts on it are now pretty well where they're, they are where they're staying. I've just got to give it a coat of paint, or clean up in a coat of paint basically. And then from there, get stuck into the rest of this. Like if you watched last week's video, I said I was going to stitch this in, but I've changed my mind since again, and I'm just going to put some more tacks in it and then give it a clean up and then seam seal it. So like double the amount of tacks on it sort of thing. And then I'm going to get the fuel tank back in so I can work out the rest of this little piece here where the fuel filler neck goes, as well as get this sucker tacked back in. This needs a little bit of fiddling around to try and make it look good. So yeah, by the end of today's video, this car will be complete, back sitting on the ground, as in the rear end of it will be. So yeah, I plan to basically get this all painted, and yeah, diff back in, wheels back on, so that things, that was scary, diff just flipped over. So yeah, fingers crossed basically, so that it's all ready to go, minus probably welding the diff if I'm going to do that, which I probably am, and a few other little bits and pieces, but yeah, all the diff and suspension will be back in it, hopefully to stay. So yeah, just pretty much got lots more welding to do, so yeah, I'm going to get stuck into it. Buddy. All right. Tubs are tacked in. Well, I'll weld it in. I don't think I'm going to weld them anymore in this area anyway. From here, pretty much I will seam seal them all and give them a coat of paint, but I need to finish the rest of them, which is the boot side of things. So I've been, once again, fluffing around with this for about an hour. Trying to come up with a decent idea to cover the fuel filler neck, which is underneath here. There's many ways to do this. A lot of the kits that you can buy and stuff, the tub actually comes straight out like this and then curves down, but I just don't like the look of it. So this is kind of the idea that I've come up with. I'm just going to cut like 2 bits of steel, once again, just 1 mil steel, using these templates here. Yeah, I think it should work pretty well, but we'll find out shortly. This side, I am working out what I'm going to do with this. This is the old spare tyre wheel well sort of thing. It is very rusty, as you can see, but it is going back in. The issue here is you can see that it's on a bit of an angle, so it doesn't look that nice. So I'm debating whether I leave the bottom of the tub like this, just like a flat edge sort of thing, and then on the inside, obviously you won't see it from this side, but the spare wheel well sort of thing will sit up like that and come down. Doesn't look the best, but it looks the best from in here. And it looks the best from in here, but without spending 20 hours rolling up a new tub and trying to get a wheel well, a spare wheel well to fit in here. Yeah, I don't know if there's any excellent way to do it, so. But I'm going to hop to it and give it a crack and let's see what it turns out like. That's before. So, as you can see, it's a very, I don't know, difficult design, but I think it's going to work. So once again, I'm just going to trace these onto here, like that. And then cut that out. I have been getting dirty again. It's a very clean job, you know, but I've pretty much got this ready to seam seal and get some paint on it. Obviously I'm just going to can it because VN Commodore. But yeah, overall come up pretty good, I reckon. The quick release, everything's all welded in. All this is done. You're seeing in that time lapse there, the boot is all cleaned up, also ready to be seam sealed. This turned out really good actually. Very happy with how it looks. So nice smooth lines on it rather than having that extra bulkiness in there. Yeah, I think it looks good. But yeah, like I said, now for some seam sealer and some paint. Alrighty. I'm sorry about all the time lapses. This week I just had to knuckle down and get some stuff done. So, like I said, I wanted this car to be kind of back on the ground and the rear end sort of finished in this by the end of this video. So, yeah, thanks for sticking by. So I just had my mate Nick call around and gave me a hand lifting the diff back in. But it's pretty well all done. So obviously you've seen the time lapses there. I may have run out of paint, and my auto parts store that's near me did not have any to finish it off, but I can deal with that another day. I got a fair bit on, one coat at least. But yeah, the diff itself, coat of paint on the arms. Looking pretty good, I reckon. So turned out not bad. Like I said, needs another coat of paint, but we can deal with that at some stage in the future. Yeah, everything's kind of bolted in tight. I haven't painted the cover yet because I'm going to maybe weld the diff, maybe change the center. It has no oil in it currently. I need to reseal it, but yeah, not today. So another thing I still have to sort out is the brakes. The handbrake cables are still in here. So I'm going to work out mounts and stuff for that, because I did have to take some off and I'm not sure what was already there or not there. So I do have to do the sway bar links. So bolt the sway bar back in and just work out the length. I may have to just move that point over to here so I can just run the standard links. Not sure yet. Brake lines still need doing, but that's easy enough. I think I have all the bits to finish that. But yeah, so next big job on the list. There is 2 big jobs left. First job, getting this old tank in. So it's not rusty inside. I did have the thingy for the fuel pump, etc. out the other day, and I put some WD-40 in it just to make sure it isn't getting rusty. But I have to cut it up. So this mark here is where the tub sits. So that corner there, so the tank sort of sits like this at the moment. But I have to cut that out. So, which is easy enough. I have modified a fuel tank or 2 in my time. But if you are going to do this at home, just be very cautious. Obviously, fuel's very flammable, but fumes are very flammable. So this tank, I'm going to wash it out with water 5 times before I cut it. Although it had no fuel in it to start with, like I said, I've sprayed some WD-40 in there. There's probably fumes in there. So just be very cautious if you are going to cut a fuel tank. Very, very cautious. But yeah, so from here, I also have to do the wheels, like the rims. So I'm going to sandblast them. Just about to go do it now. So I've got these barrels that look like this. I'm gonna knock that center back out there. The center's not in there, it's just kind of knocked in. But yeah, so I'm gonna knock that center back out and I'm gonna blast the rims and the centers. And then, to be honest, I'm just going to do a home job on this, and I'm pretty much gonna put the rim on with no tyre, because I know now roughly what offset I want, so I'm going to get the rim back on there. But yeah, spin the rim to get it square, and then I'll put a couple tacks on it, a couple little stitches, and then I'm going to take it to my local tyre shop and just get them to chuck it on a balancer without any tyre on it, just to see if the rim itself is going to be in or out of balance. But yeah, it's like, I don't have high hopes. It's not going to be perfect. It's a steel rim. They're going to need weights of some description probably, but as long as I can get it pretty close to spot on without any tyre on it, that's all I'm worried about. So yep, that's the 2 big jobs to continue with now. So I want to try and get these as knocked out as possible in this video. So stick with me for another couple time lapses. Clean cut, no fires. Trusty, non-rusty fuel tank. So I've just got to fill that hole in basically, because this is where the tyre could possibly sit, depending on offset of rim that I do go in the future too. Now, idea of this is bit of cardboard, sit her in there like that, and then just trace around the outside. Trim that bit out. I think I'm actually going to use a bit of stainless on this piece. I do have some stainless already bent to 90 degrees over there, just to offcut from something. So I think, yeah, I think I'm going to go stainless. So, but yeah, I'm going to give that a clean up, obviously first, just with a flat wheel, and tack this bit in, fully welded in possibly. So this fuel tank's pretty dented and crap, so I'm not too fast how this ends up. This obviously will be fine, but the rest of it that I'm trying to decide whether I'm going to go in-tank fuel pump or if I'm going to put a little section in here and run external fuel pumps. So basically put like a drop down section in the tank, but it might be more effort than it's worth on this car. So yeah, don't know whether the VN deserves it really. Not bad, not bad. So we are pretty well finished. So I haven't finished the tank. It's over here still. I need to, I cut the piece out. So that was the cardboard piece. And that's the piece that I'm going to weld in there. But I do want to decide what I'm doing with the rest of it. So I need to knock some dents out of it. And I only really want to weld on it once, so it's one and done. But yeah, I just need to double check, like I said, just in this video earlier, what I'm going to do fuel pump wise. If I'm going to run external fuel pumps or internal fuel pump, or yeah, I want to try and keep all the fuel stuff under the car. So yeah, I got a couple bits to work out before I'm going to finish that. So maybe next video I'll sort that out. But yeah, what do you reckon? How'd it turn out? I think it's pretty good. So I'm waiting on some sway bar lengths, because I need some like little short ones. Like I said, the diff hat isn't painted, the sway bar's not painted because they're coming back off again. But the diff's in there to stay. I'm still waiting on that short axle. But other than that, I think we're looking pretty good. Got this big old tyre in there, and there's oodles of room for activities. It's close to the guard, but it's going to move that way a little bit when it sits on the ground. I'm going to drop it on the ground in a sec. But yeah, these didn't turn out too bad. I definitely don't like doing steel rims. They're a pain just to try and get right, and something like this, you gotta like press the center in, and a long tedious process. That's why I didn't put any footage and stuff in here, because it would have just dragged out, and I swear, yeah, I just spent far too long doing it. So, but I did weld them and then chuck them on a balancer, and they were pretty good. So yeah, fitted up the tires and they should be good to go. So I'm about to drop it on the ground and see what it looks like on the ground for the first time with it finished. She's back on the ground. Big tyre to stay on there. But yeah, definitely happy with it. It's definitely coming out pretty good. All that turned out really good. Tyre fits in there. Yeah, she's looking good, I reckon. I gotta weld one of those tabs back on, but it's yeah, ticking the boxes currently. Thanks for watching this week's video, everybody. I'm super grateful for everyone giving me some of their time and watching my videos. All the likes and comments and views and everything helps me build sillier cars. So yeah, I want to keep growing this channel and basically just build dumber cars constantly. So next week's video is going to be engine related, I reckon. I think we've done enough diff stuff for a while, so until I get a few more bits and pieces, that's going to be as far as we go with that. So yeah, next week, hopefully engine stuff. I've still got to clean it up, redo the interior, like clean it all out, change the look of it a bit, and dig into some spicy engine content. So yeah, should be good. But yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.